Music producers, it's Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com, and welcome to my course, Banging Drums, how to create banging drums regardless of your DAW. This, of course, is in collaboration with our friend Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. He approached me with the idea of creating a course that was centered in on one of my biggest specialties, one of my biggest strengths, my drums. This course is going to walk you step by step in how to recognize what exactly are banging drums. Are they loud? Are they just EQ'd a certain way? Are they layered a certain way? We're gonna cover all that and more within this course. Primarily, we're gonna use FL Studio, but these techniques apply to whatever DAW that you're going to choose to use. But for the sake of this tutorial, for the sake of this course, you're going to see basically FL Studio on every single screen. First and foremost, who is Curtis King? For those that don't know, I've had the opportunity to produce for Kendrick Lamar, Ab-Soul, Murs, E40, brands like VH1, MTV, Overwatch League. In addition to that, my website, which is a six-figure website, CurtisKingBeats.com, the reason why my beats sell the way that they do is because there is something that my listeners are hearing, specifically in the drums, that feels like life. It feels like soul. Now, obviously, we know that there's a lot more to a beat than drums, but I can tell you this, amongst all my highest selling beats, the one common denominator are a few techniques that I'm going to share with you within this course, dealing specifically with not only how do you EQ and how do you mix your kicks and snares, but how do you break the rules in a way that it gives your beats more character and more personalized approach as you're starting to make the kind of music that you want to make. Look, if you're the type of person that likes to sit in the box and you like to listen to what other engineers tell you is the right way to do things, this may not be your favorite course. But you're here now, and there are things that I can guarantee you are a healthy balance of some technical approaches, but a healthy balance of really, I want you to feel the music that you are creating. If you cannot feel it, this course may be a bit of a challenge for you. If you're expecting something of a technical approach like my friend Game from BusyWorks Beats, this is not the approach that I take personally as I make beats. So I'm not here to try to teach you things that I myself have not mastered, but at the same time, I'm not here to waste your time. What I want to hopefully do is affect the sound of music producers worldwide. There is not a worse feeling than hearing a super dramatic build-up within a beat and it just goes crazy with the horns and the strings or a sample, and then when the drop comes in, nipple drums. That's what I call nipple drums. These drums that come in and they sound like beep, 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 beep. It's the most disrespectful thing that you could do to your music production, and I hear it far too often. On my channel, Curtis King TV, I actually do beat critiques, and I'm telling you, if you look at most of those episodes that I've done critique my beat, most of the time I'm telling them, look, the drums are literally what separates your beats from every single thing else. All these other beats that are out here with these great melodic ideas, sometimes it's not about just having loud drums. Like, don't get it twisted. It's not about just having loud drums, but understanding the effect that certain texture and techniques have upon your listener. And of course, your listener includes people who just enjoy music, or people who are gonna actually rap over your music, or even companies that are going to use your music. They tell me all the time, man, yo, I don't know what it is. And in the back of my head, I'm like, it's those drums. So like I said, what I wanna do is walk you step by step in terms of my approach. I'm gonna walk you from everything from the kick, snares, hi-hats. This will be the most in-depth tutorial that you have seen on the subject of having banging drums. And it doesn't just mean, hey, I need to go get more sounds. No, you can literally use the stock sounds that you have within your particular DAW, if you know how to tweak things the right way, if you know how to layer them the right way, and if you can be, just for a second, for those of you that are so like, oh, I'm not gonna break any rules of mixing, if you can just for a second step away from the technical approach and say, okay, I am willing to adapt this technique for certain styles of music. The style of music that I do is not for everyone, but a lot of producers would love to learn how can they do the same thing for themselves. So we're gonna go through many different things, and as you can see within the itinerary, there's a lot of things that we're going to cover, but I'm excited just like you to go ahead and teach you these things. This has been a long time coming. Let's stop talking, let's go straight to it. So now we're gonna go to lesson 1, the anatomy of banging drums.